Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So, we're here with the episode of this week, the show I do at the beginning of every week, in which I talk about what is going to be the content for the channel for the week, whether it's my regular shows or my series that I'm running for the month, or any mini series I might be running, or if there's anything in the past I want to correct. So the only thing from the past that I wanted to correct was a couple of episodes that were late, primarily due to audio and video issues that I was trying to get perfected, and I got a little bit too involved with it and didn't realize at the time. That's the case in a couple places. So anyways, other than that, everything's running smoothly. So we're going to start with the regular shows that we do every week. This, of course, is episode 59. This is the first show of the week. Although, technically speaking, I say this every week. There is a monthly series episode that comes out in the morning. But it's, generally speaking, part of last week's episodes. Okay, so we're going to start talking about them now. That's the first episode, of course, will be this one. This will come out as probably within the next hour or so, which means it'll be before 1 o'clock, hopefully. Okay, next up is the live stream that we'll be doing tonight, which is Into the Prog Verse. This is going to feature my Jethro Tull collection, and I have almost all the albums, I think, with the exception of the Christmas album. I don't have that one. I do have a few other ones as well, so I will throw them in there. Masters, and I think this one, Living in the Past. So we'll be just talking about my Jethro Tull collection as I'm kind of starting to get myself ready to do a ranking of it. Probably won't be for a while yet, but it's definitely on my list of things that I would like to do before the end of the year. So that is that's what we're doing tonight for Into the Prog Verse, which will come out Sunday at 8 o'clock. I'm going to put my glasses on here now because I will need them. Mondays, look back at a classic rock album. I was kind of surprised when I was going through my list of stuff I'd done to realize I had not done this album. There's a few like that, so I've been trying to get myself to do them all. Of course, we're going to do this one. 87, the 1987 Whitesnake album, their magnus opus probably. Well, they're definitely their biggest selling album. We'll be doing that for Look Back at a Classic Rock Album this week, which will come out Monday at 8 o'clock. The next show on the docket is a Look Back. Is the mini-series. I was looking the line above. Mini-series, which is the catalyst for the genre. And the genre, this will be the third episode in this kind of mini-series that it was Ben's idea, and we kind of fleshed it out till we get to this point. The next episode, which is this one, will be on heavy metal and the band that kind of spawned that for me. And we'll talk about that, and that's Black Sabbath. So we will be doing that for Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Next up is favorites. This is one where I usually do a list of some sort, either a 5, 10, 15, 25, or an album ranking, or a band, or a song ranking, something of that sort normally. It's a list of some sorts. So this week's list will be the 5 underrated progressive rock debut albums, which we will do not in any particular order, although I may put them in an order on the night that I do it. I may decide to do that. But I have picked out the 5 albums I already want to do. It's just a matter of which order I'm going to put them in. So that will be on favorites on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Next up is the new series I'm going to run. So I've decided to do away with the 2 live streams that I was alternating on Thursday. The problem I'm having, and I didn't realize I was going to have this during the week, is that I'm often very tired and it's hard for me to maintain mental control on a live setting. So I've decided that I'll just stick with the one live stream, which I'll be doing tonight. So we have a new show. It's actually going to alternate with another show. This will be called The Downside. And this is You know, those bands, they get to a point commercially where they're right up there, or they get to a point artistically or instrumentally where they're at their peak, and then they start to drop off, some drastically, some slowly. And so we're going to do that. Will be the show for, it's going to be called The Downside. And the first episode, I figure, will feature Kiss. And we all know where this is going. So we'll talk about that on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. The alternative show will come out the following week, which is going to be called Top of the Charts. I'm going to pick one chart thing for a week, any year in rock history, and talk about the 4 or 5 albums that were, the 4 or 5 albums that were kind of at the top of the charts that week and that particular time, and why I think they were there. So we'll doing that. That will be called Top of the Charts. That will come out the following Thursday. So and then it will alternate with Downside, as I'm attempting to go back to that kind of format that I like to do on Thursdays. Friday night, and that will be Thursday at 8, of course. Friday night we will do Who Did It Better. This is a show that Ben and I came up with. Well, Ben actually came up with the idea, and we fleshed out what we wanted to do for that. And Who Did It Better will be on Friday nights, of course. This is probably about the 10th episode now. We'll probably do about 50 of them in total, in which he gives me a song, and I have 2 choices on which one I like better. The song he's going to give me is called Every Little Thing, which originated on this album, The Beatles for Sale. It's actually the number 11 track here, and then was covered in 1969 by this band, and it's the 6th track on here. And then I will listen to both and then give you my opinion about both, and then tell you which one I think is better. And that will be that's the premise of the show. So that will be Friday at 8 o'clock. Saturday, we will also, this Saturday at the end of the month, every Saturday, last Saturday and every month, we will do this show. It's called End of the Month Prog Roundup, in which I'm going to talk about probably about 4 or maybe 5 albums that came out in that month that I kind of like, and think that going forward I may do what's new episodes on them, or I may talk more about them, or I may purchase them. So that will be called the End of the Month Prog Roundup, which will start this Saturday, and it'll be a 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I guess, show for Saturday. The next show, of course, is in its usual spot, which is called What's New, coming out Saturday night at 8 o'clock, featuring a new album released in the current year we're in, which is 2025. A little kind of review of the album, the band, what I know about it, and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a way of introducing a brand new album, perhaps even a brand new band, or a band that may not have gotten a lot of notice in the past. So the album I'm going to do for this week will be from a band called Shiv. I believe they're Norwegian or Scandinavian at the very least. And the album is called Eight Alchemist. I believe that's what it's called. So we will be doing that for What's New this week. And so that's it for the regular shows for the week. In addition, I may do 1 or 2 one-offs. I did one last week, a ranking of songs. But I have lots of shows that I used to do that I don't really do regular anymore, but I may do a one-off one for them. So there may be 1 or 2 of those throughout the week. As for the series, so we're running a series for the month of August, which for those of you who follow know that we've been doing this all month. This is my 31 favorite hard rock bands. We are down to the final 7 now, and so we're getting into the bands that I really like quite a bit. And so we'll be doing that for the entire week. Hope to see you all out for that continued series. Next month's mini-series will probably start sometime mid-month, as I'm preparing myself for it now. And it's going to be called They Got It Started. I've picked out 7 artists at this point in time. I may change 1 or 2 of them. Trying to talk about that stuff that came out in the 50s that kind of got rock and roll started. I'm trying to do people that are a little bit different from each other to try and cover the whole wide range of rock that came out at that time, and had moving forward, some of these things blossomed out in kind of unexpected directions. So that series will go sometime next month. In addition to that, my monthly series will start, of course, on the first day of next month in September. And we've picked, I'm going to be doing my 30 favorite rock artists that have passed away. Yes, I did want something like this near the beginning of my second year on the show. And I kind of thought, you know what, I kind of like to do something else in their kind of memory. A lot of people have passed away. It's probably going to become even more common as we go along. But I'm going to do one starting in September, which will be my 30 favorite rock artists that have passed away. Hope to see you all for that. Anyways, I think that's it for the show for the month, for this episode. I hope to see you all throughout the week. Hopefully there's something in here that is of interest to you, and you have yourself a good day. Oh, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments as well, you can put those in the comment section below. Anything pertaining to anything I've said will be fine. I try to answer everything. Most of the time I get to it. Every once in a while there will be a statement made or something made that doesn't require an answer, so I don't give it. But for the most part, I try to answer everything. Anyways, I hope to see you all throughout the week, so have yourself a good one, and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.